Muawiyah would make a council to pick his successor, but it would be rigged to get Muawiyah's son, Yazid, in power. Sadly for the people of the Umayyad Caliphate, Yazid's reign was filled with corruption. Yazid spent most of his time in a palace and was remembered as greedy. His love for alcohol and lavish lifestyle distorted the image of Islam. But, worst of all, if anyone opposed Yazid, they would be brutally murdered or imprisoned. These factors made resistance against the Umayyads and Yazid at an all-time high. But mainly one man rose up, the Imam Hussein in Medina. But who was this man, and how was he able to challenge the Caliph himself? For that, we have to look at the Islamic Prophet Muhammad's family tree. Muhammad married Khadija. Their daughter would be Fatima. Fatima would marry Ali, and their son would be Imam Hussein. So, the Imam Hussein was the grandson of the Prophet of Islam. If you are thinking, if he was the grandson of the Prophet himself, then why wasn't he Caliph? Well, that's what the people of the Caliphate were also thinking. Hussein marched to the city of Kufa, where he tried to gain support. But Yazid threatened anyone who would support Hussein. Yazid also gave bribes to the people of Kufa, and in an act of cowardice, the people of Kufa left Hussein without any support. So, at Karbala, Imam Hussein and Yazid met, and a battle occurred. Now, Yazid had a large army of 5,000, meanwhile Hussein had 70 volunteers. The Imam Hussein knew he wouldn't win the battle and gave a religious sacrifice. He sacrificed his life and was martyred, and his bravery and courage is still remembered to this day. The Umayyad Caliphate now went through a period of complete civil war and political instability, known as the Second Fitna. It starts when a man named Abdullah ibn al-Zubayr revolts against Yazid and the Umayyads. Yazid would die and be replaced by Umayyad II. Umayyad II was unable to stop al-Zubayr's revolt, and al-Zubayr was able to take a large amount of territory from the Umayyads, even managing to take Kufa in Iraq. Al-Zubayr would continue to be a thorn in the back of the Umayyads. As if things couldn't get any worse, Arabia and Egypt fell to nomadic tribes. Muawiyah II would be unable to do anything about these revolts and would die soon after. He would be replaced by Marwan. Marwan would send armies into Egypt and brought it back into the Umayyad hands. Marwan would die shortly after and be replaced by Abd al-Malik, and under his reign, things would change greatly. A man named al-Muqtar would revolt and carve out his own Shia Caliphate. A religious sect called the Kharijites would gain control in Arabia and South Persia. With the arrival of the Kharijites, Persia completely fell. The conflict continued and the situation got worse, but Abd al-Malik and the Umayyad Caliphate would have a trick up their sleeves: the Umayyad army. The Caliphate had an army before, but it was disorganized into volunteers. Abd al-Malik changed that and organized the army into a proper army with divisions and organization. This army would retake most of the Umayyad territory, re-establishing control over the Caucasus, Persia, and Arabia by 692 AD. Abd al-Malik ordered Mecca to be besieged. The holy city was besieged, but al-Zubayr died mid-siege, and due to that, his caliphate fell. Abd al-Malik's creative leadership had successfully had the Umayyads retake all of their lost territories in the Second Fitna.